So word has spread like wildfire in our town. Exciting event. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for downloading the show. Welcome to Garden Fork Radio. It's Eclectic DIY. I'm your host. My name is Eric. I also have a YouTube channel called Garden Fork as well. It's the end of the day. And yeah, it's Eric. Cool things happened today. Co-host Nicole and I finally met in person. We'll do a show about it. Nicole will be on, but right now she's on what she calls the Great Road Trip with her two sons, Otis and Oscar, and we met at the Bass Pro Shop restaurant in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So Bridgeport is about an hour and 15 minutes from the house up in the woods. So I drove down, and Nicole, it's literally about 10 feet from I-95, the East Coast superhighway. So it was easy on, easy off for Nicole. And yeah, it's weird. A lot of the people that I interact with the show, I've never met. But you know them. You probably talk to them more than you talk to some of your friends that you do know in person, which I find very interesting. A little tangent. Why don't you reach out to one of your friends you haven't talked to in a while? Just a text. And hey, how you doing doesn't work. Ask a question that needs an actual written response, like, what did you do today? Have you watched any good shows on Netflix you might want to share with me? Or ask some deep question about, what you guys did when you were in grade school, Anyway, I text like 6 people every day, and I just think it's important to keep in touch. Eric's thing. But yeah, Nicole and I met up in person. We will talk about it when Nicole comes. It was interesting because I'm talking during the heat wave, the heat wave of early June here. And Bridgeport was cooler than our house up in the woods as far as the ambient temperature because it's right in the ocean. And it was kind of interesting. The breeze was coming off the ocean, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. A little something to think about there. So more on that when Nicole comes back on the show. Right now, she's on her way to Newfoundland, I think. There's a Viking, the only confirmed Viking homestead in North America, I believe. Nicole's yelling back at the podcast because she's in her car driving up 95 right now, probably. So it is freaking hot out there, right? Especially along the East Coast here. And it got me thinking. I had insulation put in the house up here in the woods. It's a 2-bedroom center chimney colonial. It was built in 1950. It looks like it's from the 1800s, but it's not. I'd like to get a little plaque that says, circa 1850 or something like that. A lot of the houses around here are from 1812, I think, is one of them. Anyway, this area was the last area to be settled in Connecticut. But there is a boatload of cellulose insulation in the attic, yet the second floor still gets quite warm during the day. And in preparation for all that cellulose being blown in, I took out the louvered attic fan that was at the far end of the attic from where the access hatch is. So if you're looking at the house, the greenhouse is on the right, the side porch is on the left, the attic access is on the greenhouse side, and the attic fan was over on the left. And they don't want to leave me a path. I don't blame them because we wanted to insulate to be able to maintain the fan. So I took it out thinking I would figure out something else to do. And I still want to vent that attic. So I'm thinking of either getting a solar powered fan, those kind of mushroom cap looking ones that you can slide up under the shingles. And I would put it on the side. I would put the fan on the side of the house that doesn't face the road, so you don't have to see it. But you can tilt the solar panel up on the top of the mushroom cap so it catches sunlight. My other thought was, right where the roof access hatch is a passive vent. It's a gable vent. And I thought I could just put a motorized, 110 volt fan right there with the thermostat, and that would work as well. I think actually if I put the motorized fan in there, the CFM of that would kind of work against the solar fan, I'm wondering. Something to think about. But I thought if the solar fan breaks, first of all, you don't really have a way of knowing because it's so quiet, short of climbing up on the roof and listening to see if it's making a humming sound. Yet with the electric fan, you will know when that puppy is running. And it kind of makes a white noise, but it does move a lot more air. So what do you guys think? I also think that it might be easier. Would it be easier to find somebody to replace a solar fan that's on a shingled roof, or to find somebody to replace a vent fan that's right up in an attic hatch space? Because I'm thinking there's going to be a time where I can't get up on a ladder anymore, but I'm still going to need to find somebody to fix this kind of, and this little stuff is hard to find. It's hard to find people to fix little stuff. That's why I am who I am, because I fix all my friends' little stuff. Hold on, there's someone coming downstairs. Okay, the camera operator is going back upstairs, going to take the pups out. The heat did just break here, or maybe it just got a little cooler. I don't know. I stepped outside, and there was a breeze blowing, and to me that means a front is coming through. You weather guys, weather people, will let me know about that. And I'm like, wow, it's cooler out here, and it's definitely cooler outside than it is in the house. I am proactive with the box fans we put in the windows. Basically the sun hits one side of the house, arcs across, in the afternoon hits the other side of the house. So I flip the fans. I move the fans from the cool side in the morning to the cool side during the afternoon to move some air around. And at night, I just try and blow as much cold air as I can into the house. And it does make a difference. We have a small window air conditioner for the bedroom, but we don't have the whole house air conditioned. And I mean, we don't really need it a lot here. I mean, with the climate crisis, that I think is changing. It is definitely warmer and summer is longer here. So I'm wondering, that's a deep thought. I'm wondering. Box fans, they're just amazing. The only problem, they get kind of dirty. So I do take them apart in the fall and I wash them. It doesn't take too long. The little rectangular grate kind, they're really cheap. I have a couple of cheap ones, and the little plastic grate breaks very easily if you happen to grab it with your fingers there. So, yeah. So word has spread like wildfire in our town. Exciting event. There is a Harbor Freight Tools in the town just down the road, in the big town, the big mill town down the road. And of course I went. I called up one of my best friends who lives up here, and we made a little pilgrimage, is the word? Yeah, we went there. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything. I bought some of those microfiber towels. They had them on sale. I really like the microfiber. I just call them terry cloth towels, but maybe that's an old word. They are great for cleaning in the kitchen. I use them in the car. I keep several in each car, and you can wipe down the pollen that gets in there. I took the Volkswagen, the electric car, to the self-serve car wash, and then I used a microfiber towel to towel off all the windows, and by then it was nice and moist, so I could, when I opened the doors, there's some dirt in the doors, and when you kind of scuff your foot across the threshold of the door, I don't know, and there's those plasticky areas where your foot always bangs, so I wipe all that down. And they're also good when your dog gets sick. You can just clean up after your dog in the car. Microfiber towels. For a while, I thought they were kind of a scam, and then I bought some. I think Harbor Freight had like 12 decent-sized ones it was like $5 or something. And then I saw the magnetic tool dishes, for lack of a better word, a little parts bowl. I don't know, it's about 4 inches across. And they're magnetic, so they stick to the side of your rolling cart or an I-beam. And any of the screws you put in there that aren't plastic or brass, I believe, or aluminum, will stick there. And I was actually at the Blue store after that, and those same or a similar style of magnetic little cup to hold parts was $12 or $14. And these were $3. And they're almost the same thing. So I was like, okay, I don't feel too bad about that. And the microfiber towels were on sale. And I'm like, okay. It is a dangerous store. You don't need a bucket full of various cable ties. But, I mean, when you have a bunch of 100 of the 12 inches for $1.99, they do come in handy. They can, you can strap stuff to your car. You can strap stuff to a pole. If you got to strap a camera onto something for a quick shoot, you can use that. Wow, this is like my everyday carry. What do I carry? I carry cable straps, cable ties. By the way, the black ones are typically used outdoors, and the whitish ones are usually used indoors, unless they are marked differently. Usually the black ones are more UV stable than the clearish kind of white ones. Next up, I've been wrestling with my Go's 360 camera, Insta360 camera, Go 3. Rick turned me on to these great little cameras. I really love this one. It's kind of like a little, tiny little camera that goes into almost like a GoPro kind of housing. And you can also just pull it out and use it as this super tiny camera with an amazing field of view. And I want to edit one of the beekeeping videos for you all, and I'm pretty sure the footage is on the camera. And I plug the USB cable into the camera, and I plug it into my Mac. And it usually gives you a choice. Well, it used to give you a choice in the back of the camera whether you wanted to go into USB disk mode or into charge mode. And it no longer does that. And I'm wondering, was there a behind-the-scenes upgrade of my Mac? Or I don't think the software in the camera is upgraded, because they talk about manually upgrading the software. Those software flash update things. I tried it on my iMac. I tried it on my laptop. There is talk online about using a quality USB cable, but these are the cables I used that worked just fine before. So I don't know what's going on there. Would you tell me? Let me know. It's radio@gardenfork.tv. Hope to get Nicole on the show. Maybe I can get her by phone. We could phone in on the Canadian highway or something. See if we can get her here. I also and we FaceTimed with Rick when Nicole and I were at the Bass Pro Shop. So yeah, great fun. All right, go out and do cool stuff. Make it a great day. I'll see you.